No. Yeah. David, yeah. Uh, so the thing from last night? Huh?
Kevin, what's in the
Yeah. Yeah.
sit here? Can I go with?
The sound side here. I'm gonna stay over. I'm gonna stay over.
I want to sit next to
I'm
them.
gonna be over there.
Yeah, you're gonna be over there.
You're gonna learn miracle.
So sit next to me.
Do you need miracle? Hmm.
Come go sit next to me, please.
Somebody asked me if the Mizbeach has the keves because it's near so the Kohen Gadol.
The Mizbeach Hazal?
No, Mizbeach outside.
Yeah, it's right.
Because the Kohen, if you pass,
And the Rashi says that we marchiv the psias and then to go there was
to be the Meneiro that in Kodesh Kodoshim over there you have 2 steps with the tznius. In Kodesh Kodoshim should be a keves, but now
okay.
I told him the pashtus is that Meneiro is not for himself. Meneiro is to light outside. You have to go out outside. Don't worry about tznius. I like it, but no. I come to tell you.
Right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hakel near bidvari.
Oh, me.
Could have to look at the measurements.
Should have asked him.
Right. It's a quad scotch, I hear. Quad scotch. I hear.
Well, the steps is so little by the Meneiro.
Right.
It's not sharp. Then you have 60 amas, so every step is three,
Wow.
well, 3 by 3, whatever. You know, it's
Right.
a measurement of steps.
Right.
You have a small steps.
Right. Right. Depends on. But still, it's quad scotch. I hear.
You know what? Do we like?
A very good kasha.
Hey,
Okay, let's start learning. The tshuva from the Tzemach Tzedek is
I can't find my right now. I never get that confused like no, so like
you start. Which page?
this page. It's good. But
to hold the car, to ride it, you have
I
to
think
be sure it's
imagine
not
that the writers, the Tzemach Tzedek, the goinus and the sharfkeit is means it's unbelievable. It's push it. The oinus and the sharfkeit is unbelievable. There's the Sefer Darkei Chaim V'Sholom from the Minchas. It's a lot of menhagim from the Minchas Aluzah. No, the Minchas Rebbe.
Metzalosser is not the gear?
No. Minchas Aluzah is the Munkich. So
if you look at this one, that's
so the
three words different.
he brings the taka he did also by Derek Tzochon, like the Rebbe did by Lechadoidi. But and he's mitzayin to a place in Shari Tshuva that over there it's he brings that the Chachmei Italia had an argument about it. He brings over here. He says, "V'chem Kabbalah Shab Shehefam Pneim V'Ponel Tzat Tzofon K'mavur B'Shari Tshuva Siman Tov Reish Nun Aleph B'Shem Toldos Adam L'Marash Al Gazi B'Askamas Rabboni Italia Shederech Yimin Uchoshev Mizrach Tzofon." And this is like a very old machloikis. This is like the oldest. This is like a very, very old machloikis. And and this is from I was reading from the Darkei Chaim V'Sholom. This is a Talmud from the Minchas Aluzah, and he writes all the Anhogis. Very, very, very good sefer. It's sort of a sefer minhagim.
The Rebbe liked him.
I loved him a lot, yeah. And back in the summer when I met the Minchas Rebbe, so he told me that they got once a phone call The Rebbe wanted to know if they know the Mechasaloza, did he touch the stones of the or did he not? But anyway, there's
I feel like Rebbe didn't touch.
so
If you put a paper where he didn't touch.
So the Rebbe Tevais gewollt wissen, because it was very important. The Rebbe wanted to know what we actually once did in the summer. The Rebbe had a whole shackle bataya about what's the kedusha. Pashtus, it's not a problem. It's a chud, yeah. It would be very wild to say that there is a shaila to touch or put your hands inside, because even though there's crevices, but the mechilas that are open lachoil are loy niskachu. Any opening that was open lakoidish was niskachu, but the mechilas that were open lachoil is loy niskachu. So madach, the mechilas that were opened intentionally originally and went into the harabayis. So if it was the fasuach lachutz is not niskadosh kolchkin. These are anyway. I'm sorry, we got to okay. So we have enough to do here to then down to the zach. Well, like I said yesterday, a big chayis that there is, a big ishmak there is in this proof is that you really have to visualize the Beis Hamikdash, the kodesh hakadoshim, the mizbeach hachitzin, the mizbeach hapnimi in a real way. When the Gemara talks about hakafa biyad, the kafa beregel, so what do you mean hakafa biyad beregel? So you have to visualize how you don't chap till how small the mizbeach hapnimi is compared to mizbeach hachitzin until you learn the sugya. And you think about it. Okay. Let's go straight. I'm holding Beis. I'll try to go as quick as possible. Come over. I don't want to sit in a long time, but I see this tshuva as it's Tzemach Tzedek as a very important tshuva on the sugya, and like the Tzemach Tzedek, he was going to settle the score on this machlokes. This was going to be the last tshuva. But it's take. He wrote it Barichas Gedolah in order to go through it in a very strong way. So tell me, everything we learned yesterday could be summarized in one sentence, very simple. We said yesterday that the Toisus Yishonim said that he's coming out minatzot. Remember, Mizrach, he does Mizrach. Right? Ma'ariv is right there. That's the Kodesh HaKadoshim. We even have a shtickle wall over here, so we can visualize over here.
And he come out from the corner.
He came out in the corner of the door. No, he came out from the door. So again, we said that the Tosis Yishonim says they came out. Minadorim, you have your venture. You want? Yeah. So he came out
and he go over the mizbeach. This one arm he go over.
He goes Azoi, and he walked past the Mizbeach, and he turned around, and that's what the Beis Aglili holds, that he had a breda right now to go and start putting the blood on the corners. So he had a breda, he's standing in Mizrach, if he should do Teroimis at Svinis, and Lapoil, the Mishnah says he started here. So B'meila, this is a pshat called Pinas, Shatapoina, called Mimin. Hine, the Divrei Atosis Yishonim Yeshraya, the Divrei Ataz Mehilchas Chanukah. Sof Simen Tov Reish Ayin Dalet Ayin Vov V'zel Shoinoi Shemash Kozav Chom Kol Pinas Fula Pirish Escholas Hapina Yesh Lacho Yeminu Smol Ozan Oimrim Kol Shat Maschel Tifne Limin B'Haina V'Pam Rishon Sheyesh Beiza Yoisel Fanecha Tadlik HaYoisel Mini Shelcho Ilan Nefarish Tadlik It's not
what we do.
No, it's not what we do. We don't do the taz, but he's now going to be matzdik the taz. He's now going to be matzdik the taz. A kid. No, you have the right or the left. If you have 2 or 3 candles in front of you, why are you telling me the end that we should schlep the left to the right? Why is the soif more odif than the askala? Elavade mistaber lefarish ala askolov. Shata bo v'yesh lefanecha shnei tzdodim. Tikach lecha yamin. V'achach teilach l'smael shaloisa yamin. Pakert, go that way. Schlep it that way. At this point, he wants to be masking the Taz. Soon he's going to be choylek from the Taz, from the Tam of the Taz. Because the Taz really fell into a trap. Like, he's, and the premise is, we're schlepping to the right to the left, or the left to the right. So the Mechaber holds, we're schlepping the left to the right. And the Taz, no, schlep the right to the left. Wait, that some tzaddik is going to say, the Taz is gerecht, but who says we're schlepping b'chlal? Don't stop schlepping. Don't schlep ahin, don't schlep ahead. But first, he's just going to be mechiyah that the din of the Taz is right. Adeh toises yonta kosa bad yakay. Im yoshet yemini lekeren tzvoinis aval derech yamin. Aval yoshet yode lekeren deroimis. Zeu derech smoil v'zeu kamosh katzav ataz. Vaynu epam edishin sheyesh lefanecha beis lefanecha. You have two candles or two pinois. Tadlik hayoyser yemoni. Vikashamadlik hasmoli ha reza poina derech smoil. Kamo ilu maschel bekeren deroimis la toisis yishonim the choshev like derech smoil. Very simple. And this is mamish. This is Eisen. He's saying, look at what the toisis yishonim told you. That's what toisis yishonim said. That if you started putting the blood here in the dorim, and then you went to the tzofim, that would call poina beder smoil. Derech Yamin is here. So the same thing in Chanukah, you have two candles. So the Yamin is this one. So it's a Eisen Claude. It's very clear what the din is here. We're holding now Ois Beis. We're holding Ois Beis. In the second column, almost at the end. The Kabbalah say. And it's not, you can't compare it to Kafas Mizbeach, the Nan, and Ola Bakevish upon La Soiva, Volo Lukanen, Deroimis, Mizrachis, Vachkach, Mizrachis Tzvainis, that he went the Pedekay this Vachim, which we say every morning in the Eza Makaimim, the Hoylech Lutzad Yemina, Vahaina Lachoida, Mismoil Yamin, the Shiny Hossam, Shakevis Bedorim, Shoila Boy, upon of the Mizrach, Ledorim, Lemizbeach, Ledorim, Av Yaminoi, Lemizrach, Ubal Yaminoi, Lemizrach, Vazar, Mamish, Pani Derech Yamin. But this is not Shiloh, what's Pani Yamin. You walk up the ramp, so obviously you're turning now towards the Mizrach, if that's Derech Yamin. Kedepidi Shirashi Sham, Shenken Oche, Yeshoim et B'Mizrach, upon of Lamaide, V'Haveken and Tzvoinis, is you call that derech yamin, v'kanen dreim is derech smoil. Ukemishkos of atoisus yomtiv. Kavasei gabi nedis Chanukah k'sheimei uponav la nedis tzarich la'atzkel lahadlik ned ayoysa yemoni dainu l'tzad yad yamin shelo adam. That there has to be that it's very simple. Avok shemaschel b'smol is a point of derech smoil atoisus yomtiv. Mekoshev Mashakosov Mordechai Bepedek V'Mem Adlikin Simen Reish Samachei B'Shem Aran Kshoyim Adlik Anedes Maschil Mitzad Smoil Upoina Letzad Yamin, that he schlepped from Smoil to the Yamin.
We do.
Yeah. Domer Kolpina Shat Apoina Liel Derech Yamin Atkan L'Shoyin Vuva Gamkein, not only in the Mordechai but Trumas Hadesh and Simen Kuvov Ubesefer Mariel Tchilas Dini Chanukah V'Zel L'Shoyin V'hischil bad lakosa b'tzad ha'smoil v'yopoina mitzayim b'tzad ha'yamin l'kaim kolpina shet apoina l'derech yamin ad kan l'shoynei u'b'tshevoisa v'simen mem u'barik sheidish kuf pei gimel huve beis yosef magavram simen tofrei shayim vov. There's a lot of heavy hitters on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, you understand why the halacha we're going with, it's the Maram, it's the Bnei Rainus, it's the Mariel, it's the Trumas Tadeshin. I mean, there's a lot of heavy hitters on this side. The same with Trumas Hadeshin. Trumas Hadeshin himself is a little ambivalent about it. He says b'shem b'nei Ustrach shemaschilim l'tzad yamin u'madlikin kederech she'onu b'nei bris koiser efshe l'chosher luhu k'agav n'poyred deni yamin. And the Trumas Hadeshin says that maybe the machloikis of the b'nei Reinus of b'nei Ustrach is What's called Paina Derech Yamin? Are you pulling the right to the left or the left to the right? One that the Machaber holds that Derech Yamin means you're schlepping the left to the right, the way we like the Chanukah menorah, and that's the Machloikis, the Bnei Osterreich and the Bnei Reinus. The Tumas Hadeshim by himself said a different pshat. He said, nah. In the Bnei Osterreich and Bnei Reinus, there was one of them. They didn't have mezuzahs by the door, so one of them had the menorah to the right, one to the left. But
Who is Bnei Osterreich?
At that time, Beis, 500-600 years ago, there were two major kehillas in the German Jews in Österreich, which is Austria, and the Rhine, the Jews on the Rhine. The Rhine.
So they did the way we do.
And there was a lot of kehillas on the Rhine.
That's the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Even after that, there was a lot of Yidden.
So they did the way we do.
They did the way we do. Yeah. Or maybe we do the way they did. Sorry. Lavushko schlepped the right to the left, not what we're doing. It's an old machloik, is the Bnei Reinus and the Bnei Osterreich. The Masha Maskal Betzad, Asmoli, Choshepoina Deresmoil. So the Maram is going against the Toises Yishonim. So the Maram says, who am I? But the truth is, the Maram is already after the Tkuf of the Balei HaToisvus. When you have all the Balei HaToisvus saying one way, it's a little bedot to start arguing on them. The Maram is already not considered from the Balei HaToisvus. The Balei HaToisvus are considered, Rishonim. But Rashi and Toisvus is much more, even though the Maram himself is considered from the Rishonim. Even his Talmidim, but he's already sorry for Rishonim. So yeah, how can you be choydlik and vein loy with the Maram Svile the Rashi Polagalat Toises Yishonim was we're on page Ayin Gimel, the first column, 4 lines from the top. Vein loy with the Maram Svile the Rashi Polagalat Toises Yom Tov Zev Svile the Zachosh Gam Kim Poina Derech Yamin. Mishma high time hochrich lafarach masis over the basic little the Beis Svile could be oisi the Parechas Akasoya. Kvarn is bar the Zayn and muchrich klau loy with the Rashi Polagalat Toises Bazel the Svile loy the Binin at Sheitz of Yamad. Mizrach Shemizbeach, Kenisker Loyal. Though the Afim Tzelem, the Enkin Das Rashi, a toys was a Chirich of the Brem, the Deutschle Kuloimer, the Achmasnis, a Pliga, Masnis in the Lil. The Gam Oid Kamerais you in Shon. Okay. Let me summarize. Yeah, Rashi wanted to say, I want to summarize now for whoever joined us right now, is Azoy. The Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek is saying like this. Let's summarize one more time the sugi. Tzemach Tzedek is saying like this. Toisus Yishonim is exactly the way the Lavush and the Taz hold. Again, the Toisus Yishonim have everything worked out. That both Stamash Nishon, the Paroi, here is Mizrach, here is Ma'ariv, that room is the Kodesh HaKadoshim, those beams that you're seeing is not beams, there's curtains right over there, benches behind the curtain, and right over there at the edge is where the curtain opens up at Dorim. The Kohen Gadol walks out, he picks up the dam on his way, and the Toisus Yishonim both hold the Yotzel Mizbeach, the Nofet Lepulim Mizbeach. So he turned like this, and Toisus Yishonim said, "Look, you have the choice now. He's standing, and he has Pina. Either you should take Pina Draimus its finest. So this is Yamin. So Rashi couldn't learn like the Toisus Yishonim. Rashi came up with a whole funny pshat that if Yosef Glili is even though the Hilchas says like him, but he learned Shaloki Hilchas on the why did he start here? So Rashi said, no, the curtain finished over there, which is Shaloki Hilchas, and they came out from Sofim, and therefore he bumped in here Bereisha, and he couldn't do the first one because the first one that Kendach Nishtam because the Yotzal HaMizbeach has to be Yotzal Makul HaMizbeach. So why did Rashi not learn like the Toisus Yishonim? The Tzemach Tzedek already explained, because according to Rashi, the Yotzal Mizbech doesn't mean that he went fully out. It means that he a little bit passed one corner and then he got to the other corner. So if it was in this side that you said he came out, he passed this corner and he had another 2-3 steps. No, why are you not doing here? He didn't hold the Yotzal Mizbech means Azoy. So in principle, Rashi never argued on the idea of what's called derech yamin, derech smoil. There's a different reason why Rashi argued. So do it biyotzel mizbeach. But if he would have learned biyotzel mizbeach like the Tosfos Rishonim, he would say, machayir, the Beis like Lili, and the Stam Mishnah, and the Parechas goes out and Dorim, and the both Stam, and the Halach, and everything goes good. So therefore you can't say, Rashi is a raya to the Maramirot, but Rashi is a different issue. And anyway, the Tosfos Rishonim has three strong kashas against Rashi. And Taka, we never figured out what's Rashi's pshat. But again, Rashi is not a stira to what means derech yamin and derech smoil anyway. Let's continue. Okay, so now we prove that the Taz and the Lavush are right. And that again, we have the machlokes, the Hanukkah candles. Do you pull the left to the right, which is what we do, which is what most of the Rishonim and Acharonim said, or like the Lavush and the Taz, that you go from the right to the left? You see, I bring you a Befeida Sharai from the Gemara and Tosfos Rishonim. You're going to say Rashi? Rashi learned differently for a different reason, but I have a clear Gemara and a Tosfos. Now he's going to say that Taz is right, but Lav Metaimei. The Taz was right, but not because of the reason the Taz said. It's unbelievable. The Tzemach Tzedek takes the most unpopular shita and turns it into like this is the pshat. This is it. And then miu mashkos vataz elavad mistaber lafara shalas chola zavada ini noch gevade kavonus chazal shkol pinus mitchilos matzoyf yiderechimin the mocher adover meposek the yam shashlem amuvliyo. He says he's going to argue on the whole premise that you're pulling the right to the left, to the left to the right. You're not pulling any. The whole idea that you have to go derech yamin from Yam Shel Shloimeh. Because
you said with the pasuk.
The pasuk of Yam Shel Shloimeh, we learned in the beginning of the tshuva, he brought that there was a pasuk by Yam Shel Shloimeh that said, it's in page 144, the 5 lines on the top. Yam Shel Shloimeh Eibad al Shnei Masa Boker, Shloisha Painim Tzvayna, Shloisha Painim Yom, Shloisha Painim Negbe, Shloisha Painim Mizracha. V'yom Olaim, V'chol Ha'em Boisa, skip the brackets on that. Holamada Tokol Shopina Shatapoin of Ela Derech Yamin. So the Gemara says that we learn it from a pasuk, 2 psukim, one in Divrei Hayam and Malachim, that when people came into the Beis Hamikdash, they walked around the Yam Shel Shloimeh and Oifen of a sivuv that's Derech Yamin. And that teaches you that Kol Pina Shatapoin of Ela Derech Yamin. So, Vinke Lechoyde Yesh Lataretz Divrei Maram, that Tosfos Rishonim the Yom Shekos V'Shamash Maskol Bekeren Tzvaynis V'Lo Bekeren Dremes Chosher Derech Yamin Zo Emes. Aber ma komok im Shomachikach Yamken Kol Pinas Derech Yamin Shachich Leis Nal Keren Tzvaynis Marovis Chuluk Kanal Schenken Gan Gabi Neres Chanukah Im Yaskel Benera Yoiser Yemoni Nihishas Cholok Choshev Derech Yamin Mikomok Machkach Shifna Mizel Anera Samoch Loy Mismoil Arei Poina Derech Smoil Meshenking Shemaschel Benera Yoiser Smoli Avshas Chola Havle Derech Smoil Mikomok Machkar Beneres Anishonim Poina Derech Yamin. I'm sorry that this is going to be a roller coaster, but let's try to go through this azoi. He says maybe you're going to say like this. The Maram says, say in the 8th night of Hanukkah. I have a choice. If I start Bener, I do Smoli. So the first I did bad. I did Smoli. The other 7 I did B'tzad Yamin. Chakutayid. So one boo boo I made. I did the first candle B'tzad Smoli. The other 7 I did right. I did B'derech Yamin. Mashenkin, if I did B'tzad Yamin, the first one I did right. B'tzad Yamin.
I did 7 right.
7 I did. This is Taka the way the Taz is saying it. That's all is all bezayin good. But maybe the Maramat gets Haskol Shmol. You have your gun. You have 8 bullets in your gun. What's better, to aim 1 wrong and 7 right, or the other way around? Better aim 1 wrong and 7 right. So you'll start with the first one, will be small, and the other 7 are Yamin. He's not going to like this. That's funny, but he's just trying to go through every possibility of what you might argue in order to get to the maskon. Efsher, the Taretz Mishum.
I say here, choice either take the Menera, or you go around the Menera.
Ella the kosher kuches ataz. The lomi yasoif od if yoyse maskola shel adlok. And efsher the Taretz Mishum da soif. Yesh pnius yoyse sharei balel shlishi yesh gimel neiris nimtzi yesh. Pina Rishayno l'snoylish ne pinas l'acharanim liyamin. The kolshkein balel dal v'hei the kolshkein in the 8th night of Hanukkah you'll do 1 boo boo, 1 miss, and 7 hits. Was nun was Ruba, am kommen kem so deutlich. Weil Beis my Ekelamem, weil the needle is daite. Gegam be pnies an die Schore, Chaponis mit Smiley mean, ein echt kwale Größen Peirig, der Gemin Fida, so tois es jamt de Liil. Kamal der Gmashel, Shesh Gimel Neires, hinek Shemaschel benera Jois Smolly, have vade pinere schöne der Smol Fidas, a tois es jamt. וגם פינה השנייה, כשיד לקנר אמצוי, אף בצד איך תחוש בפיינה דרך ימין, והוא שהרי היא ימוניס יויסה מן הנר, שהיא לתחילה, אם כן, בצד ימין, אך לגבי הנר השלישי, שהיויסה ימוניס שלא ידלק עדיין, היא אמצוי חשובה שמאל אצלו. אם כן, אחר שידלק הנר, היויסה שמאל, יש לפניך שתי נרס להדלק, אמצוי וימוניס, אם כשמניח, Melahadlik Yamonis and Madlik Emsoy, she smiles at says, is a nikra, point of the smell, divided Toises Jonim de Leo. Let's stop for a second, explain what he means. Saying, if you have here, you have 3 candles. Putting it on a sefer because we're using for Torah. So he says, again, he's arguing. He's going to say, you're going to tell me the Maram says that you have to start with the left. Why? This is Takabu, this is left. But after that, everything you're doing is good. This one is right. Why is it right? Compared to here, he's right. But compared to here, he's left. After you finish lighting this is not existing anymore. You lit it, shine shinkashis. Now you have 2 candles that are not lit. You're asking a shaila, which one should you light? The Torah says you're supposed to do point a derech yamin. So why are you telling me this is called yamin? I have a right hand and a left hand. Which is Yamin? This is Yamin. Why are you calling this Yamin? Because compared to that, compared to this, and this is related already. You're not going to light it a second time. You lit it; it's burning. Now you have to light one of these 2, and you're asking us which one to light. So you're constantly going in that smile. Kosher point of derech smile. Very dugmose mamishim shtei neiris ayimonis beimtsoyis. Vim kem betzad echad vadi kosher point of derech smile. Vadi rabbe nire dat tzad azeh ike. Ki a small is kim kevashe kvarid like. Malon ulachshevo iso. You already lit it. You're not asking me questions about that. You're asking me about the other 2 that you didn't light. Kim lon ulachshev ala neiris shenishor lo lahadlik. Which one to light? That has to be derech yamin. He's constantly going there a smile. Is loy poga veloy noga. Right, loy poga veloy noga vinshlein. Akena noisen akena mizrach isvainit. Rak achke shesive berang loy bolo letzatzov noz akena isvainit marobis. Bonagin mit was beemes noisen ala. So he's saying like this. You're going to tell me when you're standing in front of the mizbeach, why did you ignore that? Well, you started here, and you're not here. You're asking. This makes this smally. This one makes this smally because it's in one line. He says, "Shenkin here, you have a choice: this corner or this one. That one, like bog. Don't tell me this is right. Oh, what's is this right? Maybe it's left compared to that. Everything is relativity.
No, it's not straight.
The name of the relativity. Right now, you have
either right or left.
I have right or left. So which is right? It's right. Oh, this is my right. It's constantly that way. Here's my right. Here's my right. Vashenkin here, where it's on one line, I'm always going left. Because whatever I already lit, I'm not asking questions. I already lit it. You lit. Whatever's left, I'm asking a shaila. What the Torah says, I have to go derech yamin. So we say, what do you mean? What's derech yamin? Look, where's your right hand? That's yamin. You have 3 candles. This is the yamin. This is smoil. This is yoisa smoil. So you're always going wrong. You're constantly going wrong in the shit of the maram.
Why did you start the first time all the way to the left?
Right. And why do you start lechatchila krum? And you're constantly going krum. That's his. Avalocha b'neides the Chanukah shekulam oivdim betzadecha the pon of aleim imkena yoyse yamonis hili yaminu yoyse mem tzoyis shebesmoila imkem shamanicha yamonis umadlikem tzoyis. And there's a point of derech smoil. The kol shkin shiroba neides b'yom zayin kes sheoize vayamonis or yamonim umadlik acheroina umadlikem bacheroina umakdim asmolis imken koina b'chol adlokas derech smoil neged anishonim shenishu shom telo yidliku adayim. The mehem ikera cheshben the muchim medivrei hatoises yishonim. And now, it's the problem is because there's no pictures here. So it's like if you could have pictures in the sefer, it would be so much. But it's not so. He's saying according to the Maram, you're constantly doing the wrong thing. It's what do you mean? You're schlepping from the light left to the right. As if this one was bad, but this is good. What do you mean this is good? This is not good. When you finish lighting, this is not in the equation. Now you're asking me what to do. There's 3 candles. Why can't you figure out what's yamin? This is yamin. Why are you telling me, oh, because this is small, so this is yamin? But you have no shayla, this is already lit. You're constantly going the wrong way. So again, this is he keeps on going back to the Tosis Yishonim. Shedevrei muchrochim and Mishnah Shleima, the Bahachim Aschel Bekeren, Mizrachim, this is the Mishnah Mefureshes, and that's the halach. It's a Stam Mishnah. The Maschel Mekeren Mizrach is Tzefoin, is Voloi Bekeren, the Roimis Mizrach is Kenel. Ubazel so Shaper Mashatoma B'Chuvas Maril, Tmiyani al Ksibas Tereseno Agadoishet, Chapoin L'Smoil, Atkan L'Shoinoi. The Maril Tzatake, the middle held like the Maram Rottenberg. So he said, I don't understand. According to him, the way we write in Lashon Kodesh, that's called Poina L'Smoila. So l'chayre, why are we writing the Sefer Torah in Akrum Aveg? And he keeps on pilpling, he doesn't know. He says at the end, maybe when Moshe Rabbeinu was standing and the Rebbeinu Shalom was sitting in front of him, so it's at the covet of the Eibush that he says, Shorli More, he's mamish these words. He says that Bet Mechilav and the Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm saying such a pshat, I don't have a better pshat. If you think I made it up, oh, it's not in here, it's in the Chuvas. Oh, so I'm sorry, I can't read it for you.
Because when you open your book, you go right.
He's saying we write right. But he says because the Rebbeinu Shalom was sitting on the other side. And the Eibishter was really writing the Torah from left to right. So he was writing from right to left. So we do it really the wrong way because
Whatever. Start at the right.
yeah, but so he's saying why?
I'm writing Aleph. I'm writing Aleph on the right.
That's what someone tzaddik is going to say.
Huh.
He doesn't know what to do. He's going with the Ashkenaz way, and that means from left. Like he's going with the menorah, like what we the menorah from left to right. So he says, why the goyim are writing right? The goyim are doing good. The goyim are going derech yamin. Us the Jews, our yokels, we're doing the other way. So he couldn't figure out till the end. He said maybe the Rebbeinu Shalom Taka writes like the goyim. He says himself, Shorli Morem. Sorry, I don't have a better pshat. So Tzedek is going to say everyone's pshat is wrong. Taz is also wrong. And because you see what the Taz said is what you mean. Look, we're writing every word derech yamin. So then the Tosas Yom Tov says, no, but look how Seifrim write an Aleph. They actually start pulling the Diyoi this way. So they're going from the left to the right. So Tzedek said, everyone said it wrong. You write a letter.
How do you stop?
When you finish writing a letter, there's nishkan shayla. That you're already finished. Now you're looking at it, or even the first letter. You have a piece of paper. What's derech yamin? Look at the right side of the paper. You write an ois. That ois in Geshib. Don't ask me about that ois. Now you have to write another ois. Look at the paper. Oh, ziyamin. You keep on going. The last ois, pregim nishkan kashas. That's what you write because there's no more space. This is the shayach derech yamin. And that's it. Don't ask me any kashas. Don't make me papula.
Question of whether start with right or write down.
That's the thing.
And
that's what Tzemach Tzedek doesn't like. He says that even the people that were right are wrong because they fell into the trap. Are we pulling the left to the right or are we pulling the right to the... We're not pulling anything. We're not pulling.
What about pushing?
We're not
pushing.
We're not going. When you're lighting a menorah or you're writing on a paper, you're sitting here or you're lighting a menorah, you just look. You have 4 candles. This is yamin. You have a paper. This is
the
this.
literal translation of there.
What is the literal translation of
Derech
derech?
means the
On the
way,
road.
the path,
So
rightward.
you're right. Soon that Tzemach Tzedek is going to say that they were wrong, that really loy lemeiden yad mid hegel, and when the Gemara said derech, he meant a path when people walk with their legs, and it doesn't mean when
Yesterday we can learn
they can learn. Yeah, he's still going. Still, he's going to slug up all the Rishonim. He's slugging up a lot of Rishonim too. So first, I said, let's the poil the Mordechai, the Trumas Hadeshin said that the machloikis of the Pnei Reinus and the Bnei Osterach is what's the pshat called pina shat the point. So he said Lu kidvorecha, but the Tosus Rishonim already settled that issue. And then he says, don't tell me that the issue is if we're schlepping the left to the right or we're schlepping the right. We're not schlepping the right to the left. We have a menorah. There's 8 candles. This is the right. I have a piece of paper. I have to start putting ink. You're asking why Torah say no Hakadosh? This is the way. What do you mean? Why are you asking? You have a piece of paper. Here's the right. You put the first ois here. Why are you asking Pilpulim? You're only asking Shilas because your menorah is wrong. So you're already fadreit. But
when you write Aleph, what do you do for the Kav?
The Kav, which goes
you go left to right.
You go to left to right. That's what the Tzemach Tzedek says.
Then you do the
Yeah,
right one.
yeah.
Then you do the left.
Yeah, then do the right one, then do the left one. It's Akasha.
So-
It's gonna. It's not. But someone says the cup. This is the word is you have a piece of paper. You're right. That's good tying it back, and you keep on going from right to left, but not that you're schlepping. Shedivrei mochrachim emishna shleima lochim. Masel bekenen mizrachis tzvaynes v'le bekenen dreimis mizrachim. Basa shapa masher tome v'chus mariel. Simemenu tmeam al tzivas teresena gdosha. The point of Lismoil. The Lord the cloud. The Adrab. Point of Yamin. Shrei magdim b'chol ois yamin al Smoil. Shrei kol shura lefonim. Him came b'tzivas ois rishon shekoisve b'tzada yoisi yamoni. Zeu iker point of derech yamin. V'gamachkach kamoikim b'tzivas oisheni. Di kol aklaf cholak shalafonim. V'yesh b'yodim lahatzchel v'lichtiv b'min. Eitzel ois shekvar nichtiv. Sheini b'cheshben zeh canal. Ki cheshben zeh rak neged ma shetzorich lichtiv oi. Keeps on saying that word. Whatever you already did, you're not asking me what to redo because you did it already. Oy becheshben zeh canal ki acheshben rak neged ma. I'm sorry. Oy sheni cholak v'yani yichtav eitzel mitzad smoil. Im ken shepoishet etz boy because the mitzad yamin eitzel oitz anichtav kosher pointed derech yamin. He's saying, in other words, otherwise you would end up with a weird thing. You would have to say like this: I take a piece of paper. What's yamin? Here's yamin. I write it now. Oh, now if I'm going to put the Beis right after that, compared to the first ois, that's on the left. Ooh, what do I do now? So I should pick the aleph in the beginning of the page and start writing it the other way. Come on, it's not a shkaip. The first ois you already wrote. So you're asking me, you're going to write another 25 oisius. And now you have this amount of space on the paper. So forget that ois. Now you look at which is the right side of the empty paper or empty cloth you have. And that's how you keep on writing. And that's why Lashon Kodesh is really called Yamin. Mashenkin in Goyim write that it's Smoil. That's it. Right after the brackets. Kosher pointed derech smoil. Im ken shapik sivus teresena gdoisha. Kosher pointed derech min davke. Ki hayamin v'asmoil yesh lachshem neged mashenisha cholak ba'ashura. Masher otzo ladam zelak ma'akofas mizbech ena demaklal. The awesome ein dalet kronis b'shura eches. You're taking 4 corners. You're walking around. V'akenin shaloi boli yode klal einen b'cheshben klal, as we said before. Mashalafon of Emes Magdam Hatzad Shalatzad Yemine. Bim came a mail hocha shakol ashur lefon Royal Lahagdam Ayosi Moni, Vachekach Manisher, Kol Gamkin al Derze Magdam Hayemin, Vachol Ayosi Mim Mugdam Yois, Lixiva, al Derze Beneris Chaneke. Shuvadisha B'Chuvas Erajba, Shuvadisha B'Chuvas Erajba, a little complicated. The bottom line is a different gisa that Raj himself is made as a psashvera gisa. Let's skip this piece for right now and let's skip the kitzah. Let's turn the page. The Gersin and Su.
Back is nothing to elevate when you write the letter. It's talking less to right. Most of it.
Yeah.
The pen, the way the pen is drawing. When the ink, it's a calligraphy. You have to start. You can't drag upward.
Right. I think that's the way.
Lefties have a hard time writing because they always.
Right. Very hard. It's all just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say you the right with left hand.
Yeah, because
Would
you're
be very
dragging
hard
it.
time,
You
yeah.
have to hold it like this.
No, then you have to cut it differently.
Right,
Everything
right,
is
Right.
okay. We got seen in Subha Gemara. The Gemara says, so the Gemara said, as of now, we went through two rutzim in the Gemara. The Gemara wants to understand what's the machloikis of Rebbe Akiva and Rebbe Yossi Aglili. First answer is, the Gemara said that Rebbe Akiva holds a pointed derechimin, Rebbe Yossi Aglili holds that called between a pointed el derechimin. Rebbe Akiva disagree with that. The Gemara said, no, impossible. Everyone holds. This is a klal gadol b'toyre. The Gemara wanted to say, Rebbe Yossi Aglili holds that applies everywhere. Pnim b'chutz. Rebbe Akiva holds the ein lemeidim pnim b'chutz. That was the second answer. Now we're going to go to the third and fourth answer. And fifth answer, there's really not a fifth answer, but that for sure, if it's a kofa beregel, you learn pnimi chutz, you have to go derech yamin. Then you mean el desfiru lehanet tanoi da kofa beyad b'mkoy meyoymed machapta l'chol akronas l'fishein tzorach lakev beregel shrekula ine ama lama v'och gamal kamifl gimarsa v'akofa beyad that the akofa was beyad kolem avlayim b'rin the kopina shat tapoyin lo yu el derech yamin el akofa beregel.
Machlokes of basically.
And a bekiva. Shemit b'koy merak makav beyad en tzorach lifnes limin. So Pri Chodesh Be'er Chaim talks about it. Sof Siman Tofrei Shaim Vov Achemed Moshe Sham. But Tzlema Ela Iboy Hochi Ovid. The Gemara said over there that according to Rebbe Akiva, really theoretically you should be able to do the Kohen Gadol can do whatever he wants. He can go one direction or the other direction. All the Sfil Rebbe Akiva the Makiv Dafke Derech Smoil is for a different reason. Aina Mishum the Medina who care in the Pogib Yedeisha. He has to put it there. Elamai, that Karen is deeply insulted. Come on, Lokim to the Lo Yola Ponim Machutz. El the Nod Metirus Rishon the Svil Makofar Egel Gamler Bakiva Lifnas Derechimin. What was established in the third teretz is that if it would have been a Kofar Beregel, or Bakiva would have also been masking to Rabbi Saglile. Yeah, Fina Pnim Mechutz. Okay, Tiditz the Bakiva Svira Loy Akof was beyond. Marsa, but the other one is Rabbi Saglile is Akof Beregel. If you would have done, if you ask me what's called akofa, after mesacher, after having mesacher, dezel hazaker and this chayv l'mitam bereisha l'slamban, you would go derech yamin. Okay, let me go through this teretz in the Gemara. The Gemara's third teretz is that l'chol alma the kol pina shat poina derech yamin. And the Chula I don't care, Befnim Bechutz, that's the din. Elamai. Rabbi Yossi Aglili said he's walking around Beregel. So that's called Pina Shata Poina. You start here, Mechul the whole thing. Shenke, Rebbe Akiva holds, he never went, because the Mizbeach is so small. So what do you need to go? As we'll say soon, that was Taka, two Kohanim Gedolim that came from the first Beis Hamikdash. One said he kafti beregel, the other one said he kafti beyad. Zenos and Talmud Vora bezenos.
He needs to go at least one side of the mizbeach because
he has to stand there. The yotza, the yotza, the mizbeach. So he's saying because of a yotza. So we said yesterday that Rashi said that Rebbe Akiva holds. Gemara says that it was because Eimavir and Alamitzvus.
Right.
So because this corner was deeply insulted that the Kohen God ignored it.
Right.
He had no choice, but the Torah says v'yotzel mizbech. He has to pass it. So therefore, and again, like, so therefore,
this is right now.
So now he has no choice. He has to try. So the first he was aiming. So therefore, he has to start here. Okay, but iluyet suyad, it would have been a kofa beregel. It sounds like Rabbi Akiva would have agreed exactly like Rabbi Yossi Aglili. That he needs to go like this and start over here. The only reason why he argued, because he said it was a kofa biyad. Because a kofa biyad, there's no such thing as derech yamin. So derech yamin is out. Kofa, it's only when you're making a kofa with your regel, there's a derech yamin and derech smoil. But when you're standing in one place, there's no such thing derech yamin and derech shmol. Oh, but there is another cheshbon. You pass the corner, he's insulted. So you're trying to get back to him because mitzvahs very quickly. So and there's the chnishta zaklal over here.
Right.
Derech yamin, derech shmol. Forget about it. Put it in the shredder. Get it out of your head. There's no derech yamin, derech shmol. And fourth is the chem avir in ala mitzvahs. So therefore he did it there. But in mashma, we always hold that we tried to not we tried not to be marchik to machloikis. So as much as possible. So we're saying like this: if he would have held that you're going around Beregel, he would hold exactly like Rabbi Yossi Aglili. And the other hand, Rabbi Yossi Aglili, if he would have held that it's biyad, he would have held like Rabbi Akiva. So at this point in the Gemara, really you can't tell me kol pinas shata poina. Whenever you're not moving with your feet, there's no such a thing as derech yamin or derech shmol. Now, if by mistake you're going to say it is, we know already what derech yamin derech shmol means. But the truth is, this is what the Tzemach Tzedek is saying. Aliba de emes, when you're by a menorah, the whole thing of kol pinas doesn't apply anymore. The whole thing of kol pinas doesn't really apply anymore. At the end of the ois, Tzemach Tzedek is going to give a limit for some opinion based on Yerushalmi in a middle. Epis absedoaz ashita in the Gemara, an obscure shita. Why they thought the pashtus and the sugya in the Gemara and the Bavli. At this point, because the Gemara is going to stay with this teretz, the Gemara later is going to bring the takas that this was a machloikis of two Kohanim gedolim, that the machloikis of Rebbe Akiva and Rebbe Yossi was really the machloikis of two Kohanim gedolim that were left from the first Beis Hamikdash. It's not given. We spoke yesterday. What's the pshat? Two Kohanim gedolim stay from the first Beis Hamikdash. Each one said ani kafti. He said beregel. The other one said ani kafti biyad. And then there's some Talmud Vorav. He said, what do you mean? Just like in the Chitz in the mitzvahs to be making beregel. The other one said, take the whole mizbeach and put it on one corner of the mizbeach because the corners were amalama. We don't take a spin around one cannon. So the machlokes of Rebbe Akiva and Rabbi Yossi Aglili is the same like the two kind of gedolim. You have to makan beregel, makan beyad. So we spoke yesterday about what do you mean? 70 years they were in Golos. So how old were these kind of gedolim? It's unbelievable. They must have been pretty anoshim zekanim uflogim. So each one was zeichet to serve in the Beis Hamikdash. It couldn't have been in 1 year because the matonis on the Mizbeach Hazav was done once. Say, in 1 year with two kind of gedolim was possible.
Still, the matanis is only once.
The matanis is once. So they both. So one of them lived at least 2 years to be zeichet before the churban. They were finding.
In the middle, they have to start over.
So okay. So maybe. So okay. Still. So they were both kind of gedolim were maybe 1 or 2 years before the churban, and they couldn't have been under 20 years old. Small.
In order to be a Kohen Gadol, you have to be Talmid Chochem.
And we're in the first Beis Hamikdash, we're dik tzadikim, not like in the second Beis Hamikdash. We're taket tzadikim gedolim in the first Beis Hamikdash. So the youngest was that they were 20, and that's 70 years, and now they came to Bezin, but Chingaboit, it's right to Beis Hamikdash, and now they're coming to Bezin.
They're over 90.
And so they must be over 90. And they're coming to Bezin, they're arguing what the Bezin is now Koveya, we get Maton Davoid in the Beis Hamikdash. And each one said, what do you I'm telling you, I was there, I did it. Flex Makashis, im Gewand. Ich sagte, wie man tut. The other guy says, what do you mean? Du flex Makashis? Ich bin Gewand. Ich sagte, wie ich getan. I came out alive.
Mark Kotzalik must have also been very old because he was by 7 years later. He was by Magic Masaglim.
So Kenzai?
Yeah, so
Can
his
that-
time was very long.
Again, Mordechai living there.
Also, he must have been very old.
But how do we know at which point from the Ashkenaz Agdoila where they
Oh.
have to know when what's considered when they start? Yeah. Here it's clear.
Right.
These two Kohanim
Right?
muzayin that they were for sure in the 90s. For sure in the 90s.
Overnight.
Yeah, for sure.
They're Shriners.
What's the shaila? What do you think? Shaila Takasket? What do you think?
Shalosh Levusha.
Okay, continue. Kitzur. The reason I'm because from now there's no kitzur really. maybe he's planning to write a kitzur, and then these 3-4 times he writes kitzur. It's not really a kitzur. It's 5 times says kitzur. He was maybe planning to write a kitzur, and he didn't write a kitzur. Mokim tezu muchach lamanda makafa biyad ein shayach kol pina shata poina limin lefi zeh vada yochel haskol.
Skip one kitzur, the first one. לפי הקים תזו.
Maybe
כיוון
it's
דקאמה-
Where?
קיצור, לפי הקים תזו, כיוון דקאמה-
Page 146, first column.
Yeah, the first kitzur.
over here.
No, one kitzur before that.
Oh, מקים תזו.
There's 5 kitzurim in the sois, and they're nothing. It means nothing.
Maybe it means like the kids are like the Rebbe would say.
I don't think so. I think because someone said I had a style to write his truvas after every ois he wrote the kitzur,
That's what you know.
and here he didn't get to it. Could he wrote the kitzur, and he was going to later fill it up, and he never wrote it. That's what I think. I don't know. Lokim tezu muchach telaman dama akof biyad ein shech kol pina shata poina limin. If you're going to go like this mandoma, so there's no such thing as kol pinas lefize. Vad yochel haskal beneri yomoni kedas ataz afitim tzelamed kimaram there's a nikra poina lesma the mabakach or bad loka biyad ein shech chiv lefnas limin. Olshken lo das ataz lavush nikra zed derech yamin. Chen das tais yishon. Oma command of it kimaram namishori. Tlatoises yomtav nikra zed derech smoil. Given the loyal fin yad miregel. Okay.
So, no matter what you do in
According to this, whatever you do is good. Later he's going to say, hey, whatever you're going to do is good, but still there's a din that whenever you have a shoe, a right or a left, you should put on the right shoe. So it has nothing to do, that din of putting on a right shoe is not to do with oh pinash at the point of loy burn el derech yamin.
because do with the reggae.
But mitzad the din of kol pinash at the point. So really right now, when you're not being pointed beregel, you're going beyond, there's no shadin, so you do whatever you want. So there really is no way of telling which way you need to do. Okay, let's continue in the Gemara. Beis kula alma kofa beyad. Everyone holds a kofa beyad. We do learn yad miregel. Oh, when this is Kim to Givaldik.
In Boches, when we said when you pick up an apple to make a boche, pick it up in the right.
Right hand, yeah.
So you make a difference.
It's to make a difference, you see. In the Mishnah, the Tanakama, Loishon alei bein hakofas pnimi lechitz and elshneim beregel. But Tanakama, the must send to be Isaac Lili, the hot kavasei kama bebraisa. So Gemara lois svir alei mekhavart mar sovar hakofa biyad or mar sovar hakofa beregel. Means he can't say this teretz. Can't say. On the field, Kim Tazuk, even the guy belong. Can be Isaac Lili a fin and ad meregel. If you would say, but the problem is we slugged it up. From the end of the Gemara goes back, and the Gemara says, the bringing a raya, even the Gra is even stronger. He takes out the boy Seima, and he says, like whatever, I'll bring you a raya to my teretz. That and the Gemara finishes. It sounds from the Gemara, and then they bring the story of the 2 Kohanim Gedolim, that they came back in the second Beis Hamikdash, and the Bezin asked how are we supposed to have the azoyas, and one said, "I'll tell you, I did it," and the other one said, "Well, I'll tell you, I did it." And the Gemara said, that's the machlokes of Rabbi Yossi Haglili and Rabbi Akiv. So it seems from the Gemara, Tzemach Tzedek is saying in the Maskona, that even though the Gemara tried to give 5 tirutzim, the 5th one was slugged up, but the Gemara really held that the real machlokes of Rabbi Yossi Haglili and Rabbi Akiva was if you go beregel or you go bayad. And so Kilo, everyone, if you go beregel, I'll tell you what I kaffa. If you're going to tell me we're going beregel, I know what it is, like the Tais Yishonim. This is the way we're going around. If it's beyond, beyond, there's no Elamai. Here's a special thing because the Kohen Gadol went out. And this one is insulted. So whatever. But basically, the bottom line is that the Maskana of the Gemara is mashma. The Makloikis of Rabbi Yosef Glin and Rabbi Akiva is if they went around. The kol pina shat the point is only if you go beregel. And if you go beyond, there's no kol pina shat the point. So really, all the Rishonim that were saying the Chanukah menorah of kol pina shat the point is this way, or this way, they're all wrong. There's no such thing as called pina shat point at this point. The lady's going to give a little bit of a teretz, but at this point he's saying it doesn't make sense. ישחל בעד לקוצה בצד השמאל, והפוינם מסיים בצד ימין, לקיים כל פינה שאת הפוינם, לדרך ימין. לא משיק של עבדוידם, הרב Yaakov Geilhuizen, the Mariel writes that his uncle, Rabbi Yaakov Geilhuizen, said, Menayin din ze, Oda om begemor kol pinas nemer al shos mitzvah derech hilucha. When you went beregel, you go on the barlak and the remes mezrachis funis. Avaloimed b'mkoim avayis a mitzvah menolam the yifnil yamin. Rabbi Yaakov Geilhuizen is asking exactly the shaila. Some tzedek keeps just asked. The maskana in the Gemara is that if you're not moving with your foot, you're moving with your hand. There's no such thing as kol pina shata poina. V'amad the tirid zagamkem avedus kohen gadol meseches yumas aferik and tiyoloi. Eshkech v'amad b'mekayim v'zorek derech yaminoi atkan l'shoyna. These are the words, which is l'chayre Chinese. That's what we'll explain in a minute. Shuvasim and Reish and Mem kosav v'zel l'shoyna. V'zeh yomim rabim she'echad min amoyrim Kamal ze im yitzarech lifnes limin kim shamed ala modik. Veisi loy de ahido itzir loy plukte de rebakive verebelazer ver yisag lili. Amata and am krones misbeach azov bim kipuren de lamitas lishna hasam gemor plige bakofe beyad shme akofe vetimtse mevur bekam lishna at kolshayne. So these are the words of the Mariel. The Mariel said, no, there is a pshat in the Gemara that says that hakofa b'yad, there is a shailef, it's derech yemina derech smoil. Achir av nimshech apri chodesh, sof simen tov rishayim vov, shapirish ta'ach b'nei Ostrech, the maschel hadlika neidus chaneke mitzad yamin, shir lakach shenoya, umar sover hakofa b'yad, umar sover hakofa b'regel, v'anan tzvir lakidach shenoyed. The ika osa, wal hach shenu, lo yod mi'alfinu yad meregel at kol neshoyna. He said, "Taka." The shaila was if we learn Yad Meregel, Mashma the Vreim, the Kamishnuim Shem Svir Lekain, Vreim Temuyim, the Rak Lachad Shinuyam Rinan Kain. The Gemara only said one answer that if we should learn Yad Meregel or not. Aval Kol Shloisha Shinu Achrinu Kulam Aloy Alfin Meregel. The Shinu Kam the Pligi Alfinam Pnim Mechutz. Maide Hakal Bakov Beregel. Shinu the Maratzav Rakov Biyad Masov Beregel. Wurde Loy Alfin Yad Meregel. V'chein Lefi Aboy Ema Achran. Maratzav v'sov, the two Kohanim gedolim. Gamkem ba'pligi ma'kofa b'yad b'regel, k'mash kotzer sham tanya b'shmol eme, zeme b'yodi kafti, v'zen noisen tam l'dvar, v'zen noisen tam l'dvar. Rak l'chad shenui d'amar b'yesag lili, svira le d'elfina yad meregel, v'alatirut ze hikshu b'gemora. V'docho is v'helam m'chavarta, ma'asav ha'kofa b'yad, ma'asav ha'kofa b'regel, and came asher in the nishar maskana. D'oime b'mkoyme v'yesam mitzvah ma'ke b'yod, ain't zorech lifnas derech men k'divei doidoi. The Mariel, so ich verstehe nicht, sagt der Tzemach Tzedek. Rak tachem mit Moshe, kosav achkach, no de lo beinen, schief mili minik shemet bin koimei. So mutaimet de Medina, behu de Pogevereshe. Avo b'shor mitzvahs, de l'shayich, ich hai taime, filak shem bim koimei, tzarech lifnas liyamin. So the Chem Moshe wanted to say that in the Beis Hamikdash was different, because the first corner was a little bit insulted. Vein dvar v'nirim klal. Da hi time aloi nema ra kalma shirabakiva matzrich davke lifnes lismoil keheiche ha'heiche de lo shayach hai time iboi hochi aved the canal. Ich verstehe nicht. This was only said that once Rebbe Akiva knocked out Kol Pinish at the point, and we see clearly that Rebbe Akiva also, it was clear from the Gemara that if you have Kol Pinish, everything else falls apart. If you're going to take away Kol Pinish, and now you're gonna say, oh, but no Kol Pinish are not shaykh. So we said, according to Rebbe Akiva, Kol Pinish is not shaykh. So Kol Pinish is not shaykh. So what is there? So because Kol Pinish, because it's beyond. So Kol Pinish is not shaykh. So if Kol Pinish would have been shaykh, oh, the Rebbe Akiva would have said exactly like Rebbe Zeglili. But because he's going beyond, Kol Pinish is not shaykh. That's when the Gemara said, because he passed this corner, and this corner is insulted, so he's trying to do here and go straight back. It's all because he's doing a kofa biyad and there's no kolpinas. Had there been kofa biyad, so that he would have agreed to the Beis Aglili. That's his mashra from the other tirutzim in the Gemara. If that everything equal, he would have agreed. So kitzur again, kitzur means nothing. Lefi Beis tirutzim achron and borda kofa biyad and tzarich poinam limin. V'chein yeshlo magan latiritz erishin rak latiritz abez yafina yad meregel latiritz nitcha b'gemarim kemachma dalicha v'akofa biyad and tzarich poinam limin kim lahepach sheyaschel limin mashkoza b'chemed moisher and muchrechla. This is taka kitzur. Mach yesh lama b'yishuv das maril. The Merebeleza the Masnisa Muchrich came. The Rebeleza Sfiralei. Okay, before we continue, so let's summarize. So we said, sorry. Yesterday we did the same mistake. Sorry.
No, but yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. Yesterday we went even further. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's summarize. It was like, bottom line is the Gemara has 5 tirutzim, and the maskon of the Gemara's teretz is that the machlokas of Rebbe Kiva and Rebbe Aglilu were the same machlokas of the 2 Kohanim Gedolim that came up in the second Beis Hamikdah to talk about how to establish the matonis, the arba matonis, the arba kronos of Mizbeach Hazor. And it comes down to the Gemara says that everyone agrees to everything. If you're going to go beregel, we all know what you got to do. You're going beregel. You're going beyad. Kofa biyad, there's no such a thing as kolpina shatapoina. So therefore, once you knock out kolpina shatapoina, there's a different cheshbon, a lesser cheshbon, that you walked here and this pina is insulted, and so you know what? So do this one and then do this one. But that's a lesser consideration than kolpina shatapoina. But the bottom line is, we see in the maskon of the Gemara that if you go beregel, that's the only time you say kolpina shatapoina. And the next little piece, what he's going to do is that there was one more shit in the Mishnah that seems not hilchasa, and if you put together not the Bavli, but the Yerushalmi, that there is a third shita that said he was standing b'mkoimoy. It was biyad, and still he held that a Beis Aglili. There's another sheet in the Mishnah, but then you have to add a word from the Yerushalmi that Rebbe Lezer didn't hold that from the Bavlis Mashma that sheet in the Mishnah Rebbe Lezer held like Rebbe Akiva. But if you put the Yerushalmi together against the Bavli, the Mishnah says that there is a sheet that Rebbe Lezer said that he didn't walk beregel, and the Yerushalmi says even though he didn't walk beregel, he went biyad, he did like Rebbe Aglili. Why? Because he learned that Belezer in the Mishnah has said that Yalfina Yad Meregel. Then also by Yad. No, the Yishalmi said there's a third sheet. The third sheet is Belezer. He said he went by Yad. But the Yishalmi said he went around like Rabbi Yossi Aglili. Why did he go around like Rabbi Yossi Aglili? Because Yalfina Yad Meregel.
You do learn.
You do learn. So Loit Yerushalmi, the third sheet, which is Rebbe Lezer, is Yalfina Yad Meregel. So the Tzemach Tzedek says, I saved the day for the Maril. I saved the day. Because he learned like the Yerushalmi in Rebbe Lezer. The Rebbe Lezer said, and Yafina Yad Meregel. But I'm still going to disagree. But I'm still going to disagree. What if you're going to be pointed? What does it mean? I'm still going to go back to saying that when you're going from left to right, you're not doing the right thing. But these are 2 separate arguments. There's is 2 separate arguments. One argument Tzemach Tzedek is making is that by a menoida, whenever you're standing in one place, there's no such a thing as kol pina shatapoina yivederech yamin. There's no such a thing. And if you're going to tell me is gefuna Yerushalmi, okay, you got me. But still, you got to go the other way. That's called Pniya Derech Yamin. So either way, the menorah that you light.
Trying to do Avshara.
No. He's taking the shita which we thought is like the outcast shita, because we like the menorah from left to right, and that we're very influenced by we say kolpina shatapoina, and there's 2 shitas in kolpina shatapoina. Where's the Tzemach Tzedek? wants to establish that Kemat Nishtaza, besides this Yerushalmi, and even Yerushalmi, it's only that's Balazar. Kemat Nishtaza Shita, the way the Maskon of the Gemara, Lo Yalfin Rad Meregel. So whenever you have Avodas Yad, there's no such thing as Kol Pina Shata Poina Limin. It doesn't exist. Oh, there's a preference. You should always put on your right shoe first. But so therefore, for Shtets, from the minority, should start here because for a different reason, not called Kol Pinas. But Efshir can mekvetchen this Kol Pinas. But if you're going to say Kol Pinas, Shata Poina, so why are you going from left to right? Go from right to left. Well, this is the okay. I'm sorry. I thought today we're going to finally finish it, but Blina, the next time, if it's Sunday morning or next week Tuesday, we're going to finish Tshuva. In the end of the Tshuva, that Tzemach Tzedek says that the way we do the menorah is wrong. It's unbelievable. He says that the way we do the menorah is wrong.
The way we do?
The way we like the menorah is wrong. That's his maskana. The way we like the menorah is wrong. Elamai, huh?
Direction's wrong?
Direction is wrong. We're supposed to start from the right. So he holds that what we do is wrong. Elamai, we'll talk about this. I think that there is. What does he propose? He proposed we should light the menorah. Huh? No, the Alter Rebbe Siddur says clearly to do it the way we do it. We do it the way the Alter Rebbe says to do it, the way the Machaber says.
He's with his grandfather.
Yeah. But the thing is that on this Machloikis, it seems that we would have known if the Tzemach Tzedek lit the menorah, what we call Moshe Kapoyer, we would have heard about it. So the fact that we spoke in Tshuva is that when you're spinning in one place, that the Tzemach Tzedek holds, there's three issues. Whenever you're walking around with your regel, there's one issue called Pina Shata Poina. When you're spinning in one place, the Alter Rebbe says when you're spinning in one place, the Kohanim have to go to Dona. The Tzemach Tzedek says no, it's often. The Tzemach Tzedek what? Most Kohanim, Rabbi Shmuel Friedman Tutazoy, that's the way Rabbi Friedman's father does. Your father answer you about what?
He doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember? Sure.
What
his father did. His grandfather was very choshev it. So I heard from your uncle. I used to go to the bungalow colony. Your uncle, your great uncle. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but here, it's Tzemach Tzedek over there won the argument, but that was a different thing. Tzemach Tzedek said, because the Lavush said, but he says the Lavush ain't tachas yodi. He said, I don't see the Lavush. I don't have the sefer the Lavush. Now I do have the sefer the Lavush. So I looked. The Lavush says because that's where people dance. I don't know if the Tzemach Tzedek would have agreed, because dancing, since I'm learning the truth, every time I come to the house, I start dancing with the kids. I want to see vissa gates of the dancing. It's very hard to say. I think what the Tzemach Tzedek said, the derech, if you look how people turn, if they're standing to the Mizrach, and you call them, they're mostly going to turn this way. And I want to tell you why. Because the world rotates. I think the North Pole
One of the Ayom is talking about it. I'm surprised why the people up there not
didn't fall down. So if you look,
to the right.
if you're looking from the North Pole, the world's rotation is counterclockwise. Azoy state. So because of that, it could be that Mitzad. Also, there's a whole pilpul. I mentioned the other day that the water going down a tub here and in Australia is going the opposite way.
Right.
So it doesn't have to do with the world's rotation. Now they say it does. Okay. So Bechatzi Kadura Elyon, which with the Matan Torah was Bechatzi Kadura Elyon, the world's rotation, no, it's counterclockwise. This way. The world's rotating. If you look from the North Pole and you look from how the world is rotating, the world is rotating azoyim. And that's what the Tzemach Tzedek says, that when you're spinning in one place, you have to go derech bia, derech pona, v'loy derech achayda. So because most people, b'derech hateva, when you call them Chaim Yankel, they're going to turn this way. Why? I'm saying my pshat. He's just saying that's called derech. Naturally, people turn this way.
And the gravitational force pulls.
But I think that's what he says. I don't know. I'm trying. Ever since then, I'm dancing in the house. I'm calling the kids. I'm trying to see. But the Tzemach Tzedek claims that if a person is standing to Mizrach and you say Chaim Yankel, you're going to see most times he's going to turn this way. Derech Tzofim. He's going to turn around to you. Derech Tzofim. Obviously, you have to be equal distance behind them. A lot of conditions in the room have to be right. Try it with 10 men. and you're gonna see they're gonna turn like this. So that's called Bia Derech Ponav. And if you how do you turn? When you turn around, when you stand, you pick up, you go this way. Huh?
To the left, no?
Don't ask me.
Stand over
You're the
there.
coin. How do you do it? Turning left? Well, you became a Spitzel So
Oh, you're right.
Like Lachodei, like by the
But then
Chodei.
to the left.
And when you
Right.
when you turn first, you going this way?
I think I always did left.
Always?
Forward. I got
Okay.
my father.
So how'd you follow? Ask your father. I want to. I can ask him right now. So I think that's what the Tzemach Tzedek meant. Tzemach Tzedek says that this is nothing to derech spoil. Don't turn
That's
derech
the
spoil.
wall.
You have to turn derech ponav and loy derech hakoyim. And there's a raya from the Gemara that has nothing to do. That's teva. So I think because the world's rotation and Bli Neder will finish it off.
And maybe that's how we walk on the sidewalk. You're not just
Which way?
people
Left or
walk
right?
mostly on the right side.
No, this is when you're turning.
In Manhattan, you have to know how to walk.
Huh?
Burn park off.
Right. They also drive that way. Right.
It goes up
Okay.
right away.
In 1 second, I could tell the guy's not from here.
Then you're not gonna get into it.
There's no right away.